Bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong. This is Joe, the bearded historian. He'll tell you an interesting story. Be careful of his soldiers, they can be brats. This is Angel, she's an entity. She'll cause chaos and plant her hands at you. This is Sue, she likes spirits, not the alcohol. She's the reason this channel exists. This is David, he likes fire trucks. He's here occasionally. Bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong, bing bongy bong. We preserve his story.
Well, part 3 of our country fair festival. This is the parade. This is the biggest parade of this type. Actually, I think it's the only parade of this type we've ever seen. I hope you enjoy it because it's amazing and interesting and wild and kind of cray-cray. But before that, shout out time. Here's a shout out just for you. You support me, so I support you. Here's a shout out for one of you. Let's see who it is. Ready? You spin me right round, baby, right round, like a record player, right round, baby. Tales. Okay. Tales Told in the Dark belongs to Miss Casey. Welcome Land of ASMR, mythological creatures, cryptids, scary stories, history, and more. I did not know ASMR was part of that. Huh. Well, learned something new today. Isn't that amazing? So check out Miss Casey's channel. I'll send a link, leave a link on there. If I remember correctly, she has another channel, if I can find it. Hang on a minute. Found it. Oracles and Beyond. This is guidance. She gives guidance through oracle and tarot reading. A link to both channels for Miss Casey in the link in the description below. Just check her out. She's awesome. Very supportive. Have a good day. Enjoy the parade. Hello. There we go. Who's got stripes and bright stars through the perilous spot? For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red flare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that the bar was still there. I messed up the line. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. I clap, but I don't have hands. You said it, Train. You tell him, Train.
Carrying our flag today is a 1970 International Farmall 826 Gold Demonstrator. This is owned by Richard and Zoya Vosgard from Centerville, South Dakota. This year we're featuring the International Harvester tractors on our show. Richard is the secretary of the Chapter 21 of the International Harvester Collectors Club. Thanks for coming out, Richard. Up next is Tim Stolzen on a Farmall H. This is also owned by Richard and Zoya Vosgard from Centerville. Tim is the treasurer of the Chapter 21 International Collectors Club.
Farm Mall. Interesting.
Here we have Cody Shiproll on his Farmall H. This is Cody's tractor. His dad Justin just bought for him.
You bought him an old tractor? That's kind of cool.
Still works.
Hey, I'm not complaining. Like I said, that's cool.
John Kirby on a 1963 Farmall.
He's old, what, 12?
Pulling an international 100 mower.
Very impressive.
John's on the board of directors here.
He's probably been driving since he's 5.
They start him young. Start him young.
I can't do that.
Here we have a 1941 International W4. This is owned by Sue
It's
and
just got a little rust.
Custer. Dallas doing the driving today.
Still works though, but it's got a little rust.
Spreader came from Sydney, Nebraska. 330 miles. Oh, he is from Sydney, not Custer. Sorry about that, Dallas. And they say they're on there having a fun time enjoying the show.
That's good.
1951 Farmall H. This is owned by Aaron and Tanya Morrison. And Maddie's doing the driving today. This tractor was originally owned by Tanya's grandpa, Ray Ralph, at Camp Crook, South Dakota.
Hey, we've been
We're
there.
going to be there tomorrow. Oh,
Yes, we're going to be there tomorrow.
his grandpa owned that.
Here we have Tom Houston on a 1959 International 660 diesel. This tractor will be in the tractor pull a little later this afternoon.
You know, my brain is really weird. I'm like wondering how many of these people we've seen in fields when we've been driving through them.
It's possible. It's very possible.
I'm just saying, we've probably seen at least
This is
one.
a 1955 Farmall 300. This is owned by Adam Drubel of Sturgis, and Adam's son Ryder's doing the driving today, along with Grandpa Chris.
Wow.
Oh, he's like, what, 6?
Yeah.
Featuring International Harvest here at the club today. Up next is a 1983 International 5288. This tractor is owned by Northern Hills Sod Farm here in Sturgis. And this was bought new in 1983 at Kennedy Implement and Phillips. The
He's doing
88
pretty
series
good.
is actually the last series of the International tractors before they declared bankruptcy in the 80s and were bought out by what we now know as Case New Holland.
That's a pretty impressive cab. At least you don't have to worry about wasps or anything in that cab.
Fields of view.
Here we have a 1950 International L130. This is owned and driven by Tom Barrett from Apple City. This was found in a corral on the wife's uncle and been modified over the years and features a 5.9 Cummins with a 6-speed.
That's an old tow truck, ain't
And
it?
it is used
Or a semi-truck.
in operation on the Barrett Ranch.
Semi?
Barrett, right?
Look, April, it's an old semi. Yeah, semi truck. I had it right. Not for hire. Aw,
Here's a
man.
1947 International FK5. This is owned by Jeff and Margie Parmalee.
This is
This
an
truck was bought new by
old.
Margie's grandpa, Howard Beck. Margie's husband bought the tractor from a salvage yard and they've got it going and drive it here in the parade.
Huh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
They had it, they lost it, and they regained it.
Oh, I like that.
That's really cool.
Here's Merritt Luton's on a 1945 McCormick W9.
Howard Beck.
Merritt's from Spearfish, and this tractor will be in the tractor pull later on this afternoon.
Oh, yes.
Here we have a 1950 Farmall H. This is owned by Joe Crawford. This is being driven in memory of his grandfather, Joseph James Crawford. 1952 Farmall Super M. This is owned and driven by Riley Crockford from Vail. Joe hounded the neighbor for 5 years to sell this, and Riley went up and asked him once and sold it to him for $600.
That's impressive. I can see you
That
doing
is
something like that.
pulling a 1916 Fairbanks Morse 6 horsepower hit and miss engine, owned by Taylor Oxtedahl. Yeah, International Super C. This is owned by Russell Sorensen.
Sale.
Woo!
Following the Super C is a WB Alice Chalmers with a 3-point hitch, also owned by Russell Sorensen.
Other one's for sale.
Also owned by Russell Sorensen is a John Deere.
Think of all the
70
places
cam.
we could go with that thing.
Oh, yeah.
All three of these
Only
tractors
problem I can
for
see
sale.
is that it
If
only
you're looking
works
to get
in
into the
some
hobby,
weather.
One of these would be a good
Right.
one. Pulling the Western Dakota Antique
He's
Club
having
City
fun.
Train is a 1939 John Deere 8. This is owned by Kevin and Kim Carlin.
Oh, here comes the train.
Here comes the train.
The Goober train. Train. I still can't remember if we got our kids on there.
Hi, kids. Wave like the kid does.
Going back to the featured tractor this year.
He's doing the pageant wave.
Yes.
Why are we doing the
Here's one of
pageant?
the first. This is a 1910 International Harvester Type C Mobile.
Oh,
20
look at
horsepower
that.
tractor. This tractor has one forward gear and friction reverse. This is owned by Doug Jansen.
Wow.
Oh, dang.
Okay, that thing's dangerous. That's what some of the newer ones are. But oh my goodness, look at
And
those
it-
wheels.
It still runs? Look at all the gears, though. Damn.
Lots of gears.
Enjoy the Western Dakota Antique Club. This is the Antique Club's 1911 Case 75 horsepower steamer. This was
Why would that be the pride and joy?
donated to the
Why?
Antique Club by Bud and Doris Spike.
Old steaming engine for David.
Okay.
I like that it has an eagle on the front.
FHA, go eat your heart out.
Here's a 1918.
We never got to see one of those things.
This is owned by Doug Jansen. This is Rumley's biggest tractor. It's a 3060 horsepower with a 210.
Holy cow, that thing is huge.
It has 10-inch pistons with a 12-inch stroke.
It's like a rolling room.
Yes, yes it is.
Oil pole.
Following the Wrangler is a 1950 John Deere AR. This is owned by Wayne Close and Joanna.
Grandpa's having fun. Look at him. He is so happy right now. He is having a blast.
His baby.
He is having so much fun right
Following
now.
the AR is Jason Davis from Rapid City on a John Deere 720 diesel. We'll be in the tractor pull this afternoon.
Even if this one goes a little bit faster. Look at that. He's having so much fun.
Number 111 is a 1965 International 806 Wheatland gas model. This is one of only 50 806 standard gases made. Going by Ken Hansen from Midland, South Dakota.
We've been there.
We have 1955 Alice Chalmers WD-45 owned by Grafton Swinzer from Rapid City. This tractor's got a 400 small block Chevy engine. And Roger Braxton will be in the tractor pull this afternoon. Very fun tractor to watch. We have a 1953 Farmall Super 8. This was driven by Robert Cunningham and owned by Justin Kipperell. Then we have have a 1941 Farmall McCormick W4. This is owned and driven by Grace Ellen Cipro.
You remember that song, She Loves My Tractor? That's their date.
Yeah.
Tell me that that is not a date
That
right
is
there.
the date right there. You got two to go with.
Yeah, Dean Reicher's
I'm not commenting on that one.
Reicher's Special.
Nope.
This was made by Dean's father, Carl Reicher.
David's version.
I'm sorry, that's Percy right there. Old school Percy right there.
Old school Percy. That's Grandpa. Wow.
That is very cool, though.
That is awesome. Got the little belt and everything underneath the collar. too.
Again, that belt scares me.
Grandpa's happy.
Yes, he is. He gets to play with his toy.
Yes.
I have a 1949
Get
Co-op
Grandpa out
number 3. This is owned by the Staffney family. Jacob Staffney is doing the driving today. This tractor was bought new in Reeder, North Dakota. It's a 5th generation tractor bought by
through there?
E.A. Staffney.
I was trying to remember. It sounded familiar.
No, we were going to go to Reeder, but we turned at.
Yeah, we got distracted again, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
What's the name of our second book?
How to be easily distracted.
No, we got distracted.
We got distracted.
At
least that's what you said earlier. You're gonna name it, We Got Distracted.
With a selective-speed transmission.
Well, we got
This
distracted.
is owned
Well,
by
we got
the Morrison
distracted.
family. Katie's doing the driving today.
I thought you said you'd be here in 4 hours. Well, we got distracted.
Following the
says-
671 is a
That'll be the third
1950
one.
Ford 8N with
Says
309 corn
SEZ.
planter.
Google says.
It's also owned by the Morrison family.
Angel will be happy that there's a couple women running the machines. Uh-oh.
Gravity.
Almost fell off.
We have a 1909 Doctor's Buggy. This is owned by Tim Almine.
That.
Was owned by Tim. This was for sale this
Interesting.
weekend, but it says here that it is sold. This was originally a horse-drawn buggy converted to a horseless carriage.
Interesting. I was looking at this one and they're talking about that one. I was trying to figure out how a doctor used that one. I am very
I
confused.
like the skull.
I like the skull. Hello, skeleton man. The patient didn't survive.
No, he died waiting to be seen by the doctor. He's got a bone to pick with him.
Yeah, 1939 John Deere A. This was owned and driven by Tom Unverzat. This is going to be in the tractor pull this afternoon.
If you ever
Wow.
want to see sheer horsepower, watch a tractor pull sometime.
Here we have the Williams family, 1918.
Are we gonna watch the tractor pull?
2040.
If we're watching, we're brushing the other two, we could do that.
We could try that. Take a ride, take a tour over there.
I've never actually watched one. Look at
I
that
watch it
thing.
on ESPN at night sometimes.
Following the case was 1946 Farmall Beach, showing a 1903
That is
Callaway
so
Sport
cool.
Car. This is owned by Jack Winter.
Oh wow! They got my baby. They got my baby tank.
Here we have Allie Williams driving a 1930 Caterpillar 30 crawler. This is owned by the Williams family.
Okay,
Little person.
if we have an apocalypse, you can have one.
Yeah.
Because again, we can go lots of places, but only in certain weather.
Yeah.
This is a 2550 Avery, year 1919, also owned by the Williams family.
Peoria, Illinois. I like that.
Big picture on it.
You never have a flat tire.
No, no, you would not.
Shifting, right?
Following the tub is a 1992 John Deere ATM all material transport. This is the forerunner of what we know as the John Deere Gator today. This is also owned by Vic Fisher.
Farmall Hub. And modern.
1959 Minneapolis Moline G6. This is owned by J.T. Shuck. JT's pulling 3 or 4 tractors in the tractor pull this afternoon.
Something services.
1949 Saw Duo.
Oh, services and
This is
sales.
also owned by J.T.
Oh,
Shuck.
gotcha.
Here's Angel's toy. Given by a lady.
Jamie's doing the driving. She'll also be in the tractor pull this afternoon. Got a 1915 Case 50 horsepower steamer. This is owned by the Matt Taylor family.
See, if we ever get rich, I would buy something like that just to play with.
Yeah.
I would take it to every parade I could find.
I got that person.
Hey, we got a 1956 John Deere 50. This is owned by Mike Shook.
Who are those
Owen
people?
Shook and Asia Schaefer doing the driving today.
That's what I just said. I know you probably couldn't hear me over the noise, but I just literally said that. I like that they have headphones for the kids.
Yeah.
That's something they weren't able to do back in the oldie days.
Right.
See, in my world, the best mix of a world is old and new. Because in my mind, you need both.
Uh-oh. He killed it. Try again. There we go.
In my mind, you need both.
Yeah.
1935 John Deere D. This is owned by William Monroe from Stoneville, South Dakota.
Don't do.
Driven by his daughter today. There's another table at the Western Dakota Antique Club. Is a 1923 Avery 4565. This is owned by the Williams family.
I wouldn't have the patience to drive this one. It's got a wobbly wheel. Look at
Doing the
it.
driving today.
I don't know if it's just the roads or if they need to tighten the axle or what, but it's a little wobbly. Oh, that's cute.
We have a replica Minneapolis Moline 445. This is owned by Roger Anderson and Alex Heindel. Originally built by Carl Anderson of Lexington Springs, South Dakota. Carl was a field mechanic for Minneapolis Moline. Following the replica is the real thing, a 1956 Minneapolis Moline 445. This is owned by Roger and Sandy Anderson from Rapid City.
Old generation? New generation.
Roger's doing the
Learning how to run
driving
it.
today.
I like that.
That's cute.
Here we have a Ranch Day lawnmower owned by Riley Crossford, driven by his mother Anna. This was the start to Riley's tractor collection. Now he's
And then
driving
Mom
through the
regrets
Super
everything. Mom regrets everything now.
Have a 1947 Minneapolis Moline RTU pulling a 1954 LS300 manure spreader.
Hey, we just saw her.
Owned by Roger and Sandy Anderson. Sandy's doing the driving today.
Very cool.
Well, 1917 Waterloo 16 horsepower steamer. This is owned by the Don Denvin family. Tony Diven and Todd Jacobs are doing the driving today. This was purchased in 1979 by Don Donovan and has been at the grounds ever since. Now owned by his 6 grandkids.
Wow.
Dang.
There we go.
Here's an Oliver 99, a 1945 model. This is also owned by the Don Donovan family. Alexa Jacobs doing the driving, along with Kent supervising.
I like her driving style.
Incredibly
Farmall
relaxed.
M. This is driven
I like her
by
driving style. Can I drive like? That's how I would drive. You know it.
Leo Grubel
I would so
doing the
drive like that
driving.
if I
This is
could
owned by
drive.
Lucas
That would be
Grubel.
me.
Lucas will be in the tractor pull this afternoon.
He looks incredibly relaxed right there.
I would so do that.
Yes.
Wave, Leo.
Have Angel on one side, David on the other, playing with the wheel.
You know I would. I already sit like that in the car. Why wouldn't I do it on one of
Driven
them?
and owned by Everett Monroe from Stoneville.
Stoneville.
This is Everett's own tractor.
Grandpa teaching
Third in the
grandson.
lineup is a 1945 Farmall M.
Next
This is owned and
generation.
driven by Michael
On they
Levy.
go.
Michael's
He's
a
having fun.
Western Dakota Antique Club board member.
The
Michael
dad says
just
this
bought
one day will be
tractor
yours.
last night.
He's honoring his promise.
Here we have Doug Jansen's 1918 Rumley Model M. This was Rumley's only one-cylinder tractor, and it's called a
One
4-speed
cylinder.
special.
And that is another source of the thumping. Okay, we
One
can't own.
cylinder.
We can't own that thing.
You can definitely deafen the neighbors.
57
Yeah?
McCormick here in Super WD9. This is owned by Wallace Jansen.
You need some earplugs.
Yes.
We have a 1944 Farmall M. This is owned by Donnie Norman from Rapid City.
Kiddos.
We have a
Another kid having fun.
1957 International Cub Lowboy. This is owned by Orrin Sorensen from Garrison, South Dakota, being driven by Don today. This particular model has a rare one-point hitch and turf tires. Probably the sole suit new to a golf course.
It's gonna blow away, lady.
Found in
It's gonna
Missouri
blow away.
by
Okay.
past South Dakota Red Power President Nick Osterman. And here is Orrin on his 1957 International 130. Orrin was the first chairman of the South Dakota Red Power Organization. They were
Wow.
at the Western Dakota Antique Show in 1998. This tractor was part of the Jerry Mez collection of Aurora, Iowa. Thanks for coming out, Orrin.
I don't think he'll talk history with you.
Oh, heck no. You may have to come back in a couple hours.
I'll be back. I'm gonna go see all the other buildings and come back.
This is owned by the Glenn Nichols.
Might be a couple of days at this rate.
Some Culver's doing the driving today.
I know you.
We also have a 1940 Farmall 8. This is also owned by Glenn Nichols and family. Family's doing the driving today. This was bought new and surfaced by Stanley Nicholas and Arthur Nicholas.
Little kid does not care.
Here we have a 1956 International Harvester.
See, the fun part is
gas.
we get to put this generation
This
out
is
there on
owned
the
by William
internet.
Houston, being driven by Jim Hartwell.
My only fear is how much of this generation actually knows about the internet.
600 gas.
I bet some. I mean, from what I understand, Stoneville was one of the first towns to actually
Little side
get
note on that tractor. I
phone
lived for
access
one
from
20 years
Sturgis.
and found this one
they
28
put a
miles from
collection
home.
together
So
to run the line.
don't say they aren't around because they're right under your nose. We have a 1946
One time
Farmall.
Stoneville also
This is
had a
owned
high
by
school.
Kevin and Kim Carlin. This was the only Farmall that Kim's family had. All the rest were John Deere.
Got a placard on
We
it
have
and
a
everything.
1950
I see that.
International CD6.
Why do I keep
Owned by
reading
Adam
it
and
Farm
Tyler
Mall
Gerber.
instead of Farm All?
Adam's doing the driving today with the help of one of his daughters.
Mall of America.
It fell off of you, whatever it was.
Having an 1894 Avery return-free steamer. This is owned by the Matt Taylor family.
Maybe they'll go do it.
That's one of the first snowplow. Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying.
Might be used for that too. You never know.
I'm just saying that's my guess.
A 1944 Case LA. This is owned by Kurt Taylor, and Janessa Taylor is doing the driving today. 1952 John Deere MT. This tractor is rated at 18 horsepower and was all original.
That's kind of nice. You don't say.
You want to make sure you know that he does say.
I don't believe it.
Oh, that was on your arm. Never mind. One of your scars.
I was going to put a band-aid on it, but I forgot.
It's kind of interesting how he's got to screw down around the hood area.
Mm-hmm.
He gives it reassurance in case the tire
Here we
blows.
have a 1959 John Deere 430S. This is also owned by Jim Randall. And this one's kind of an economy tractor. It has no lights, no power steering.
Don't drive at night.
26 horsepower. 30 series was the last of the 2-cylinder John Deere.
So basically a collector's item.
We have a 1916 Altman Taylor 20 horsepower steamer. This is owned by Jerry Reichert, Jimmy Reichert, and Kevin Carlin.
It's amazing how so many of these look like trains.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder, are they based on trains or are the trains based on them?
I think they were based on the trains. So they basically serve the same purpose on the outside.
Following steamer is a 1952 Farmall Super C with an archway 72-inch mower deck. This is owned by Kevin and Kim Carlin. Kim's doing the driving today.
I think that was through town a couple of times just to see the looks people give. What is that? It looked like a train, officer.
We have a 1945
Oh, he's
John
trying to
Deere
pull over
8.
for
This is
speeding.
owned by David and Holly Milkey from Belfast. This tractor was bought new by Holly's dad, Vern Odekoven, and was their very first tractor. Used it on the farm here north of the Antique Club for 60 years. The 1945 John Deere 8. Dave Huggins in a 1955 Ford 1-ton pickup.
That's a sweet pickup right
That
there.
is a sweet pickup.
David will love that picture right there.
Here we have a 1970 International Farmall 856.
Kids in the
This
back.
is owned by Darrell Lennon. The tractor was restored by Troy Amstein and
Used to ride in the back of trucks like that all the time. Also, not in lawn chairs.
has custom paint and a lot of attention to detail. Has also spent a full season in the field since restoration.
I believe it.
Okay, I'm going to sound maybe a little bit judgmental,
Here
but he
comes
looks
Brett
way too
Howard
city.
on his International 1206 Wheatland.
He looks
Brett
like
from
me.
Belfast. Brett don't have a number, but I know him. Good looking tractor, Brett.
Somebody didn't want to put his number up.
Or it fell off.
Or fell
A
off.
1964 Ford Fairlane. This is owned and driven by A.J. Kapowski. Got a 216 engine with a 3-speed overdrive.
Okay, there's another Apocalypse machine behind it.
60 original
Yeah.
miles.
You aren't going fast, but you're going to get through.
We have a
That's like
1917 Oldsmobile
a cyberpunk.
Also owned by the Williams family.
I agree.
That's like Mad Max generation.
Today, 3 o'clock, the Williams family will be operating the train and also be starting the Enterprise engine on their property located at the east end of the ground.
I can say is that's an apocalypse vehicle.
Yeah.
So the 1949 John Deere MC. This is owned by the Williams family.
There's a
Good.
bulldozer.
Another bulldozer.
Mini doze. We gotta get the guy out of the ditch. Hang on.
There's Albert Hardy on his Yamaha Kodiak 4-wheeler. Albert uses
Do you
this
think he
now
has
as a
enough
backfield
lights?
thermal can. Part of upgrading
At least I
the
think those are lights.
I think they are too.
Yeah, that needs some oil. Oh no, it's just bling.
It's bling. They're tiny
Interesting.
stainless metal boxes.
I'm kind of disappointed. I wanted it to be
Every time I shine a light at it, definitely reflect that.
20.
true.
This is owned by the Williams family. Jeremy's doing the driving today. Sterling's helping him out there.
Lots of help.
Here we have Riley Kammer with his team of horses. Riley's been doing demonstrations, mowing and raking on the club grounds here. If you have not had a chance to watch, it's a wonderful, wonderful experience to see how it was really done before we got tractors.
Very serious
Two of those,
horses.
Laverne and Shirley. And Thelma and Louise.
That's cute. I like the names.
Yes.
This is a John Deere M. This is owned by Deb Kopetsky and Bill Houston. Chuck Trumbull's doing the driving today. Following the M is a 1927 Rumley Dual. This is owned by Dan and Jamie Kokesh, and Jamie's doing the driving today. This was a convertible three-wheel tractor with corn cultivator, stored by Leroy Hardy.
Oh, that's very bumpy.
Yeah.
Here we have a 1939
I'd be terrified to drive
KCC,
it.
also owned by Dan and Jamie Kokesh.
Yeah,
Dan's
falling
doing the
out.
driving today. The tractor is
Yeah,
also
don't fall
stored
out.
by Leroy Hardy.
Wow, first people I've seen still throwing candy today. That's kind of fun.
Here we have Bob Wyrick. There we go, 1966 Ford F-100 pickup owned by Bob and Jennifer Wyrick. This pickup was purchased new from Matkins Motors in Sturgis. Was a farm and ranch vehicle most of its life. It has the original 352 cubic inch V8 4-speed transmission. Most of the body is original and was restored by the late Joe Schaefer.
Ooh.
Here we have a 1936
Ranchers.
Dodge Rat Rod pickup. Owned by Robert and Diana Meeker. Robert's doing the driving today. Robert's part of the Dakota Rods and Classics Car Club out of Rapid City.
Give me one of those.
Here we have an International
Would you like
Super
that
C
one?
owned by Taylor Wyrick.
You're welcome.
This tractor was restored by Leo Wyrick.
Watermelon.
I don't like green apples.
Then we have an International Cub. This is owned by Krista Wyrick Kurtz.
Seems like a fair exchange.
Originally from the Nonist at Whitewood, South Dakota, Cloud Garden and other stores, was purchased and restored by Leo Wyrick and given to Krista's granddaughter.
Oh, that's cool.
1941 Farmall 8. This is owned and driven by Bruce Lyrick in Sturgis. Bruce just bought this tractor yesterday. It's for sale here at the show.
That's pretty cool.
We have a 1927 McCormick 1530.
Wow.
This is owned by Keith Lyrick in Sturgis, being driven in memory of his grandfather Leo.
Oh, little person in it.
With the headphones too.
Like a band
I
off the
love
Freedom
that.
Rally today. Keith won the pedal tractor raffle here last year, and I do believe Ben got that tractor. So if you haven't had a chance to buy a ticket, buy one down at the registration booth for this year's raffle. There we have a 1911 International Harvester Titan Type D, 25 horsepower.
God, why would you call that a Titan?
Single cylinder tractor.
It even got
This is owned
eyes.
by Doug Jansen.
Attack on Titan.
I'm just saying.
That thing's over 100 years old.
It is.
It's still running.
Got a 1941 Farmall B. This is owned by Keith Wyler.
You're not sneaking up on anybody in it, though. I don't think
When
it's
you're a
because...
Titan, you don't have to sneak up. You just come right on through.
I was going to say, it may not be good for the zombie apocalypse. It's kind of loud. They get attracted to noise.
Justin's first wrecking bee.
Very cool.
I'm sure real bad.
Here we have a 1921 Best Model 60.
You think it's the best?
That is last joined in 1925 to become what's known as the Caterpillar Tractor Company.
Now there's a history piece.
Yeah.
I like the gun sight.
I can see you playing with that.
1945 Farmall A. This is owned by Laura Lyrick Vanderberg. Being driven in memory of her grandfather Leo Lyrick.
Yours is also empty.
Laura also come out from Pennsylvania to be here for the festival this weekend.
I'm not worried about it. I'm just saying.
We have
If you
a
get a drink, you can have some
1949
wine.
John Deere 80. This is owned and driven by Miranda Fifield. Miranda will be in the tractor pull later on this afternoon. We have a 1953 Portland Cranebrook. This is owned by Daniel Carlin. Here we have a 1962 Cushman 735 Golfster.
Yeah.
This is owned by Justin Chipperell, driven by Cody today.
Who's all of 13?
13.
Here we have a 1952 Ford 8N with a 6-cylinder pump conversion, owned by Doug Jansen. The Funk Company of Coffeyville, Kansas, put 6-cylinder and flathead V8s and
where
8N
Coffeyville
tractors
is.
for better performance.
Great grandmother used to live down there in Kansas. Coffeyville and Cherryville.
Here's John Kirby driving one of the Williams' tractors. Can't see the number, and I don't have this one memorized yet. There's the wrong one.
Driving away.
Here we have a 1950.
Yeah, where would you put the number? Because that's going to be too hot and everything else is moving.
It's owned and driven by Chris
The bar
Ruba.
right there, maybe.
Maybe the back. Yeah, that might work. Drape it down from above.
Here we have a
And again, I love what the next generation is taking
This
part.
is owned by Jerry Riker.
I like it when they seem interested and excited because it means that they're not just doing it because it's family tradition.
Exactly.
We have a 1951 John Deere Model M. It's owned by the Keelan family.
My biggest problem with things that are passed down from generation to generation is that expectation that you're going to carry
We have a
on. And what if you're
1924 John
interested
Deere
in
Ace.
that?
This is owned by Leo and Deanna Heindel. Leo's doing the driving today. Following the John Deere is
A baby bulldozer.
unknown Farmall
The baby bulldozer.
100
Baby
LP.
dozer.
This is owned and driven by Tom Houston from Sturgis, one of several LP tractors that Tom owns.
This tells you with quotation marks.
Tractor pull later on. We have a 1959 Need Red Seacat Crawler. This is owned and driven by Alex Heindel from
What
Apple
the
City.
hell is that for?
Given to him by his grandpa Gary and
I don't
Alex
know,
and his father
but it's
Leo
cute.
did the restoration.
It is cute. I just don't know what you use it for. Water, I think, for it.
Looks like one time it was one of those Bobcats that they took the cage off.
Yeah, Mike Wyrick on his GMC pickup.
Somebody
Dr.
still-
Wyrick also. Mike's
Looks like the old work truck from the Civic from Central.
For the right price, you can probably drive that home too.
No, thank you.
It's a hornet nest.
That's all that is. That's all that is.
Here's Nick Freeland from Gillette, Wyoming on 1959 John Deere 530.
I like the umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice touch.
Keep them out of the sun.
This tractor replaced the famous John Deere B and was the last of the two cylinders. Here's Rod Aaronstorff on a 1959 Case 801D. Rod's on the board of directors here at the Antique Club, and this tractor came from Gray Bull, Wyoming, where it was on a sugar beet farm.
Ray Bowl's where the Air Firefighter Corps museum is.
We have a 1920 Sampson Model M. This is owned by the Jared Beck family. This tractor was made by General Motors to compete with the Fordson, but were considerably higher priced.
Looks like a good sale point.
Well then.
Following the Sampson is a 1939 Farmall.
Oh, that doesn't look dangerous at all.
Also owned by the Jared Beck family.
It's another one of your steampunks. That's definitely a weapon of some
Originally owned by
sort.
the Cramp Brothers of Polo, South Dakota. Here we have a 1951 McCormick Daring W4. This is owned by Lucas Grubel.
Oh, look at those wheels, though.
Like I said, that's a weapon.
Like the steampunk one.
It's a steampunk weapon.
Mad Max would be proud.
Yes. Yeah.
We have a 1940 Farmall H. This
Okay,
is owned and
headphones.
driven by Michael Luby from Athens.
Kids more interested in the people. Of course, he's little, but. Like, what are we doing? Oh, tired person. It's like, Daddy, are we almost done?
Close.
Now, this is a surprisingly long parade. I'm not complaining, but holy cow.
Mad Max mobile.
What makes you think that?
You got four wheels on the front axle.
Going back to our featured tractor, International Harvester this year is a International 4568. This is owned by the Grubel family, being driven by Adam today. Originally had an International V8 engine, and this has been repowered with a 903 Cummins.
It's a battleship.
It's a battleship. No person inside. Don't lose the child. You drop that baby, he's gonna get squished.
Happy to in on that kid.
All I can say is
Waving at me.
if you drop that plow, he
We
will
have a
switch.
1951 McCormick Ring W6. This is owned by Adam and Carly Grubel. Carly's doing the driving today with help of one of the girls.
I think one of the girls is driving without the mom.
Gene Williams on a Titan tractor, part of the Williams collection.
Okay, the Williams has quite a collection if it's the same people.
I was gonna say. Well, he's having fun.
Here we have a 1936 John Deere Unstyle Day. This is owned by the Crow family. Trevor Crow's doing the driving today. This tractor is purchased new in Madison, South Dakota by great-grandfather Lloyd Crow. Now lives in Hill City, South Dakota. Here we have Justin Cipro on a 1934 McCormick Herring W30. Looks like this will be the last tractor in today's parade.
Very nice.
We'll be starting the tractor pull on the southeast corner of the ground.